You push your plate away and feel your stomach clench with emptiness. It's 8 in the evening. The clock has started. A man puts the leftovers in the fridge and takes his first sip of clean water. His body doesn't know it yet. No more easy energy is coming from outside. The liver is bracing for the first blow. It's holding the line. In that first hour, a vital hormone in the blood begins to plummet. That element is insulin. Think of it as a strict hormonal key, the one that normally locks fat inside your cells and stops it from being burned as fuel. When there's less of this key in your bloodstream, the locks on your fat stores start to click open. The brain picks up on these changes instantly. Thoughts of food turn obsessive. Your hands go slightly cold. The body is conserving heat. And this is only the beginning. The body starts demanding fuel. The man wakes up at 7 in the morning to an insistent hunger signal. He can barely lift his head off the pillow. There's a strange chill running through his body, and his mouth is dry. But beneath the surface, a hidden crisis is already raging. The liver begins draining its emergency reserves, and those reserves melt away fast. The body urgently needs energy to keep the brain running. Stored in liver cells is a special polysaccharide, glycogen. Think of it as a fast-access sugar warehouse, one the liver can dip into and fire fuel into the bloodstream the moment there's a shortfall. But this warehouse isn't infinite. By the 14th hour of deficit, the shelves are empty, and then comes a strange silence. The liver starts burning its last crumbs. Blood sugar begins to swing. Because of it, the man feels a sudden crash of energy. His muscles go slack. The brain demands glucose. The heart beats just a little faster. Liver cells frantically hunt for any leftover easy fuel in the blood. The factory cells have been cut off from their usual supply. They're forced to trigger the emergency plan. On the second evening of his experiment, the man steps on the scale. It shows 1 kilo less. But there's a shadow in his eyes, a faint, aching heaviness beneath his right ribs. That's your main internal laboratories crying out, the hepatocytes. Picture them as factory cells that clean your blood and assemble useful compounds around the clock. Right now, they're packed to the brim with old stock. Inside these cells, triglycerides have been piling up for years. These are fat barrels the body stored away in case of a long winter. Now those barrels are crushing the cells, squeezing their internal structures from the inside, making it hard for them to breathe. The liver looks like a storage unit, stuffed full of junk. But when the strict hormonal key almost vanishes from the blood, the long-awaited command finally sounds. The body begins lipolysis. In plain terms, it's a massive unpacking of fat reserves. The body starts breaking down its stored fat everywhere at once. Fat turns into free fatty acids. These acids sit inside the factory cells like uninvited relatives at a countryside house. They've taken over every room and have no intention of leaving. To evict these guests, the liver has to burn their belongings. The factory cells start grabbing fat droplets and feeding them into their internal furnaces. The process of turning fat into clean energy is now fully underway. The man is sitting at his office desk when it suddenly hits him. The fog in his head is gone. It's the 36th hour without his usual food. His eyes are strangely clear. There's a barely there metallic taste in his mouth. In reality, his cellular generators have just switched on to full power. The fatty acids from those unlocked reserves surge into the liver's blood vessels. To process this flood, the body's factory cells call on special organelles, mitochondria. Think of them as tiny intracellular furnaces that burn fat fuel and deliver clean energy to the body. Before, they were smoldering lazily thanks to all that excess sugar. Now, these furnaces are roaring with real flame. The body switches to alternative fuel sources. Fat burning runs around the clock. This process makes the body radiate heat, so a person's hands stop feeling cold. But burning those fat barrels doesn't just produce clean energy. The breakdown process generates a massive amount of excess fluid. That extra water starts flooding out of the overloaded cells. By the third morning of the experiment, our subject gets out of bed and heads straight to the bathroom. He looks in the mirror and is stunned by what he sees. The morning puffiness in his face is completely gone. His skin looks tight and firm. That's because, over those 3 days, his liver flushed out a huge volume of trapped fluid. Every gram of stored fast sugar held about 4 grams of water. Now that the sugar depot is empty, that water is leaving through the kidneys. He notices he's making a lot more trips to the bathroom, and the fat stores are going out right along with it. Your liver is literally shrinking in size. It's losing volume, freeing up space in the abdominal cavity. The organ sheds those extra grams and folds in on itself, like a cheap wool sweater after a spin in hot water. The pressure on neighboring organs drops. That heavy, bloated feeling under the right ribs simply disappears. So let's sum up the first 3 days of our experiment. The liver used up its entire sugar reserve, flushed out old retained water, and switched to actively burning internal fat. The organ got physically smaller. Its cells can finally breathe. But everyone's pace of this cleanup will be different. 2 co-workers are walking up a staircase on the 4th day of the fast. One of them skips steps 2 at a time, breathing steady and even. The other man is gasping for air on the landing, clutching his right side. The difference comes down to what's happening inside their internal laboratories. Their organs are working in very different ways. The first guy's active lifestyle has revved his cellular furnaces to maximum. His factory cells burn through fat barrels in record time. His liver has already cleaned itself up by 20%. His body draws energy from internal reserves effortlessly. Energy is just bursting out of him. The second guy spent years living a sedentary life. His factory cells got coated in a thick layer of fat, and his intracellular furnaces nearly forgot how to fire. In his case, unpacking the fat reserves is a slow grind. His cells can't keep up with the flood of free fatty acids, which causes fluid stagnation and discomfort. The second man's body needs more time to rebuild, but even for him, the energy deficit triggers life-saving processes. His liver cells start gearing up for a deep clean. That gap in energy-burning speed is exactly what pushes the cells into intensive internal detox. On day 5 of the experiment, a woman examines her forearm and notices something odd. The dry skin on her elbows is suddenly smooth. The flaking is gone. What's really happening? Her factory cells have entered the deep cleansing phase. The nutrient shortage forces them to recycle their own worn-out parts. Inside your cells, autophagy kicks in. Picture it as a powerful internal vacuum cleaner that sucks up old proteins, damaged particles, and bacteria, then grinds them down into fresh building material. But this vacuum only turns on when energy runs critically low. The cellular factories start clearing out all the junk they've been hoarding. Every liver cell literally rebuilds its working machinery. It digests damaged membranes and recycles old protein waste. The cells grow younger from the inside out. And once that cellular garbage is cleared, the alarm signals flooding your bloodstream finally stop. On day 6 of the fast, the man wakes up, takes his first step across the room, and checks in with his body. His knees no longer crack. The usual morning stiffness in his joints is completely gone. His body moves smoothly, effortlessly. Strange as it sounds, the reason lies in one quiet, crucial organ in his abdomen. Once the cellular factories flushed out their fat stores, they stopped producing special proteins called cytokines. Think of those as corrosive alarm signals. The liver shoots them out to the whole body whenever there's internal stress. Those signals were fanning the flames of inflammation in every joint and tissue. Now that flood of signals is shutting off. Inflammatory agents quietly leave the joints and tissues, slipping away like uninvited guests at the end of a dull party. The body shifts into repair mode. Let's recap stage 2 of our experiment, days 4 through 6. Over those 3 days, the liver ran a deep internal cleanup, destroyed the accumulated protein junk, and stopped emitting alarm signals. Chronic inflammation in the body faded out. The organs settled back into calm, steady work. And this tissue repair brings back sensitivity to the body's main control signals. On day 7, the man finishes a light vegetable soup for lunch. He braces for the usual heavy afternoon drowsiness and sluggishness, but it never comes. His mind stays sharp. His energy doesn't dip even a single %. His body is relearning how to respond to food properly. The cellular factories have shed their old fat barrels. Because of that, their outer membranes have renewed themselves. Now they can easily recognize the strict hormonal key again. Before, that key would bounce right off the fatty buildup on the cells, leaving sugar to drift aimlessly through the bloodstream. Now, the cellular factories snap open their glucose channels the instant they get the signal. Blood sugar levels even out for good. The wild energy spikes vanish. The brain stops sending out panic signals of ravenous hunger. And this steady blood sugar changes how a person looks right before your eyes. The man leans into the mirror under a bright white light and gently pulls down his lower eyelid with a finger. He studies his eyes carefully and notices. The yellowish tint in the whites is completely gone. The sclera is now a clean, pure white. In fact, this is the main outward sign of deep liver purification. A yellow tinge in the whites of the eyes or the skin often points to an overloaded detox system. When the cellular factories free themselves from their fat barrels, they start working several times more efficiently. They instantly fish all the breakdown products and toxins out of the blood. The skin on his face takes on a healthy pink glow. The permanent grayness and dark circles under the eyes disappear. Your hands and feet stop swelling in the evening. All these changes are a welcome sight. The cleansed vessels lower the internal hydraulic pressure. On the 9th day of the experiment, a woman zips up her favorite snug dress with zero effort. She takes a deep, effortless breath. Her ribcage expands with ease. Her belly no longer presses against her diaphragm from the inside. Her cleansed liver has visibly shrunk in volume and regained its original shape. The visceral fat that had been wrapped around her portal vein like a tight ring has almost completely melted away. Blood flow in the abdominal cavity is restored. Now the blood moves freely, with nothing blocking its path. Her heart beats at a steady, calm rhythm, and her blood pressure is normalizing. Let's recap the third phase of our experiment, covering days 7 through 9. Over those 3 days, the body's cell factories fully regained their sensitivity to the strict hormonal key. Blood sugar stabilized. A cleansed bloodstream eased the strain on the vessels. The body is completely free of internal compression. The organ has locked in a new baseline, and now the genetic code is cementing this win. On the morning of the 10th day, the subject steps outside into a cool, foggy morning and zips up her jacket collar. The cold wind brushes her face, but inside, there's a steady, pleasant warmth. Her muscles are ready for work. Her mind is clear. The body has fully switched into flexible energy-burning mode. Evolution spent millions of years building the liver as a versatile energy hub. Our ancestors regularly faced periods of forced fasting. Their survival depended on the liver's ability to quickly flip the switch to burn internal fat stores whenever food ran short. Today's endless food abundance robbed the liver of that flexibility, literally causing it to become clogged with fat. But just 10 days of the right calorie deficit can kickstart the reverse process and bring back that natural power. Those cleansed cell factories are ready to guard your health for years to come. Under normal conditions, a single liver cell can fully process a microscopic droplet of fat in just 30 seconds. Time in our bodies flows by the strict laws of biochemistry and cellular processes. Subscribe to the channel to keep track of how your body changes hour by hour under any external conditions.